You're watching The Daily on Shaw TV, Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen. This is Jackie Yo. She's with the Nanaimo Art Gallery at the VIU campus, and today we are making mono prints. Why? Well, because it's fun, and it's just one of the many workshops that are featured in the Artrageous programs that take place on Saturdays for kids between the ages of 5-11. Jackie's going to go ahead and start working on one. We're going to learn how to do two other techniques on mono prints, and she'll be talking to me like I'm a 6-year-old, because as far as this kind of stuff goes, that's probably about the level that I'm at. Also on this edition of The Daily, we're going to head over to Salt Spring Island, where James Green introduces us to a man who has created a career for himself picking up garbage in Ganges. And did you know that there are 39 days in July? Well, there are in Duncan. Terry Church tells us more about that, and Melissa Hall has some summer driving tips for us. Stuart McLean is here as well from the Vinyl Cafe. He had a visit at the Port Theatre a little while back, and did you know that he's coming to Duncan in October? He is, not Nanaimo, Duncan. Stuart McLean from the Vinyl Cafe. And we're going to Saskatoon because there's a Rolling Hills golf course there on the plains of Saskatoon. That's our big summer installment on this edition of The Daily. Before we get to any of that, Kelly Robinson is here with Search and Rescue Dogs. I just want to get my fingers in there, but that's not what we're doing today. You're watching The Daily on Shaw TV, Channel 4. This is Jackie Yo. What are we doing?
We're going to be making mono prints, and we have 3 different techniques that we're going to be working with. We're going to start with the negative space one.
Okay.
And we're just going to use popsicle sticks for this because we don't really want to get our pencils all dirty with the paint.
Okay.
And we're working with portraits, but really you can do anything you want with it.
Okay.
You have to make sure your paint is nice and wet and fresh, and then you just start drawing on here. So
now this is an activity based usually for 5 to 11-year-olds, and I think Jackie's dumbing it down a little bit for me as well because I can draw a pretty good stick person. That's about it. And you don't want to intimidate the kids. Is it hard to pick artistically based activities that kids can really engage with, or is that the easy part?
It can be tricky sometimes, especially when the age range is between 5 and 11, because 11-year-olds obviously can handle a lot more than the 5-year-olds, but yeah. They generally work pretty well together.
So when you say negative space, it's another basic, but what do you mean in this context?
That means that once we're finished, we're going to have something like this, where the image shows up as white lines.
Okay.
So this was my first little experiment here. Okay. And so we just have to finish our face, or it could really be anything.
Is this a self-portrait, Jackie?
Sort of. Just sort of working quickly, but you want to make sure the lines are nice and thick, otherwise they don't show up too well.
Okay, and I do admit I'm a big fan of the Artrageous Saturdays. When we did What About the Kids at Arts Now, every week we were promoting a different activity. They're seasonal, they're fun, they're creative. I can't wait to actually start taking my kids. So this is a bit of a selfish edition of The Daily today. I get one step closer to Artrageous Saturdays. Is it a good turnout usually? It's a popular
Yeah, in
program?
the summer it's a little slower, but in the winter we have usually 12 to 14 kids. In the summer, it's closer to about 6 to 8.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still quite good, and the more we've been doing it, the more that they've been coming, so it's been great. And the second step here is with a dry roller, we're just rolling this on to create our mono print, and that means just one print.
I was thinking it meant one color, but you could conceivably put different colors on this same single print.
Most definitely.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's our negative space portrait right here.
Okay, we're going to come back in just a minute and do, I don't know, positive space portraits. We'll do another technique of mono printing here at the Art Gallery at the VIU campus. In the meantime, Melissa Hall has some driving tips for us, some summer driving tips. But before that, we're going to have a little visit with the Vinyl Cafe's Stuart McLean. Jackie's being brave and giving me paint. You're watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm making a monoprint. Ha! I don't do this kind of stuff often enough. This is one sample of what Artrageous Saturdays offer on a regular basis. This is Jackie Yo with the Art Gallery. What are we doing now? A different style? Is there enough paint on here?
Yep, that should be enough paint on here. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to immediately put our piece of paper right on. And now we do a drawing straight on top of it.
Oh, this is where we can use our pencils without getting them all painty. Okay.
And would you like to give it a try?
Sure.
And then here's a tracer if you need it, or
yeah, I think I will.
Sometimes it's helpful to have.
So tell me about the different types of workshops that would be offered in the Artrageous Saturdays. We're doing the monoprints today, but there's all kinds of different activities.
Well, yes, we do sculptures. We work with plasticine as well as cardboard. We do a lot of painting, pastels, just basically a whole variety of different kinds of workshops and working with different materials. I think that looks excellent.
Gotta have little eyebrows in there. I don't know. I'm not waiting for instructions now.
Oh yeah, you just keep on going just like that.
I truly am at the 6-year-old level here. Okay, and some hair?
Yeah, some hair.
Okay. Now I press my hand on there. I guess that's not...
It might end up a little bit like this, but otherwise, I think it should be all right.
Okay.
Because that's the fun thing about monoprints. Every print is going to be different.
Okay. This is a guy with some real hair problems today. This is a lot of fun, and I guess kids have a lot of fun too, but it's part of their developmental process is to get involved with arts. How do you think it benefits kids?
Well, aside from the creativity really helping them, it assists a lot in problem solving skills. I know even myself with going through the different examples and working to see what works, what doesn't work, and correcting your mistakes once you're done, and teaching those kids those basics when they're very young like that really helps them throughout school and stuff.
I've heard for adults that it really helps you stay in the moment. This is like hilarious. Okay,
just
lift
pull
it
it right up.
Quickly, like a Band-Aid, or?
Slowly, quickly, doesn't matter.
Okay, oh my gosh. Oh, I don't think it
I think it's pretty cool though. You got the different lines as well as you can see the figure. That is funky.
Looks like funky is a good word for it. That you're kind, Jackie. Thank you. It looks like a weird kind of tree. We're going to do some more mono printing because it's just a whole lot of fun, and it's only one of the many workshops offered in the Artrageous programs, Artrageous Saturdays, from the Nanaimo Art Gallery. We're going to throw things over to James Green, who is wandering the streets of Ganges. But before we do that, 39 Days of Summer in Duncan. That's hilarious.
That is. That's really cool.
You're watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm laughing because this is my monoprint. We've got one more monoprinting technique to do here with Jackie Yo at the Nanaimo Art Gallery. And after this masterpiece, I think I'll let Jackie do the painting. So what's different about this one, this monoprint style?
This monoprint, we're just going to be painting directly onto the plexiglass, and then we will put our print on top of that. And as I learned earlier, you have to be very careful when placing the print, otherwise your image is going to smudge. So
okay, let's see what human alien blend you can create here. Now there's looking ahead, the Artrageous Saturdays in the summertime take place every other week, and they do take place at the Nanaimo Art Gallery downtown.
Yes.
You need to pre-register. There's a small fee to cover art supplies and everything like that. The ages are 5 to 11. You can go to the Nanaimo Art Gallery website for full details. But just looking ahead, it's monoprinting on Saturday, July the 21st. On Saturday, August 11th, kites. Learn how to make your own colorful kite. That sounds fun. Do you go out and fly them then too?
We're going to try that, I think, but we're first going to just complete it to see how that goes.
Okay, that's a fun experience. All different styles of kites, and what does it say here?
I believe it'll just be
two-sided kite will soar when you take, and then you get to take it home. at the end of the day. Perfect. And then the next one coming up Saturday, August 25th, tissue paper aquarium. Make a wonderful, watery, deep ocean scene. That sounds fun too.
It's my favorite one.
Is it really? Why?
It's a lot of fun to do. You're working with tissue paper and glue, and you're basically creating a painting that you rip and tear and cut and glue, and then you'll peel it off from the plastic wrap and you can put it in your window.
This sounds so fun. I think, can grown-ups sign up? You've seen my skills. I don't think it'll intimidate anybody. I guess I could bring the kids. Now, when parents bring the kids, do the parents stay on site or can they go off?
That really depends on the parent, if they're comfortable leaving the kids, or sometimes the ages. Usually with the younger kids, they prefer to have their parents around, but it's not necessary, just as long as the kid's going to be okay if mom's gone for an hour and a half or so.
Slip out, have a coffee, do a couple errands, let your child create some art. Okay, we can tell that Jackie is an artist here. Is this another self-portrait?
Yes, just another quick, easy portrait here.
And I guess it doesn't, you could do anything. You could do abstract designs with this. You could do quite intricate, I guess like anything as your skill set and technique improves.
Yeah,
More and more complex.
Earlier I was playing around with portrait, or like landscape drawings here. And the abstract itself is actually the most easy, where you can just go crazy and paint whatever you like there.
Do different lines and patterns. Actually, just to save a little bit of face here, I am not an artist, but I am a pretty good doodler. If you see my notes from meetings, my doodles are intense. Just sharing that little bit of information. So we're going to check back in just a minute here to see the final result. In the meantime, there's lots of other arts and entertainment related events going on in the central Vancouver Island. What's going on? 3 sopranos and a piano, presented by Christine McMahon's Voice Alive Music Studio. 3 sopranos and a piano is a recital of solos and ensembles with accompanist Donna Falconer. It goes this Saturday, July 28th, 7 p.m. at St. Paul's Anglican Church. You get your tickets at the door. Bar to Broadway is in full swing in Qualicum Beach, running at the Village Theatre. This year's offerings is a new comedy called Becky's New Car, about being offered a new life just when the current life is feeling a little bit mundane. Also in the lineup, Bar to Broadway, the classical musical Hello, Dolly. For full listings, you can visit b2btheater.com and keep watching The Daily, because we hope to host a show with Bar to Broadway in the coming weeks. Now, it might be a little bit of a stretch to put it into the arts category, but an international kite festival is coming to Parksville. It's part of Beach Fest. It's this Saturday and Sunday at the Parksville Community Park. It's flying art. You can visit parksvillebeachfest.ca. Jackie, you're ready to print your masterpiece?
I am. Oops, there's dots on that side, so
We'll call it creative abstractism. I don't know.
carefully put it on, and now we pat it.
Gently.
yeah.
Oh, I can see it coming through.
Yep,
Yep. This is so fun.
it is. And
You
now,
get to play and call it work.
exactly.
Kinda
That's
like
why
us.
I love it. And then you gently
Oh,
pull it off.
it's beautiful.
So your mono print.
Bit of a smudgy eye.
Oops.
She's tired.
Exactly.
Jackie, thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to, I guess September's not set yet, but there are Artrageous Saturdays happening in September.
Yes, it'll be weekly again starting in October. September we'll have it also every 2 weeks, but September through to April, I believe it is every week, except for holidays.
And pretty good at posting all the stuff on the website.
Yes, Nanaimo Art Gallery.ca.
Perfect. Thanks, Jackie. We've had a whole lot of fun on this edition of The Daily. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.